Okay. Good afternoon. If you will kindly take your seats, we will get started. Thank you all for coming this afternoon. It's a pleasure to see you all. My name is Gary Wright. I am the chairman of the board of directors. And first off, I'd like to introduce our board members that are present here. If you guys can kind of wave when I give your name. We have Dr. Bruce Smith, who is our vice chairman. Hey, Bruce. We have Elliot Wimberly, who's our secretary treasurer. We have David Schaefer in the blue shirt. Beth Elkins in the back. Joe Hearn. Thanks, Joe. And did I miss anybody? Bill's hiding in the front. Please wave. He's been our longest standing member of the board of directors for decades. But thank you all for coming. Since we do have some new board members in coming months, what I'll do is ask one or two board members to come up at the beginning and kind of introduce themselves and tell you a little bit of their background and why they're interested in helping out at John Knox Village. But for now, Joe, thank you.
Good afternoon. I like that. See, that was good. Much better. We get to honor our employees. We have 5, 10, 15, and 20-year employees that we get to see. And as you can see, there's quite a few. Our success as a community is not measured solely by buildings. We have other services, but the care and compassion and commitment of each of you make John Knox Village feel home for our residents. Our employees' dedication, hard work, and genuine passion for what they make a difference in the lives of the residents we serve every day. To our 5-year honorees, you've reached a significant milestone over the past 5 years. You've demonstrated a strong commitment to our mission. Your fresh ideas and enthusiasm have been a breath of fresh air. Thank you for joining our team and for the energy and positivity you bring in your roles. You are the future of our community, and we look forward to many more years of your growth with us. For those celebrating 10 years, a decade is a remarkable achievement. Your dedication over these 10 years reflects a deep connection to our residents, your colleagues, and our shared mission. You've seen us through challenges and changes. Your experience and insights are invaluable. You're not just employees, you're leaders and mentors for those around you. Thank you for your unwavering commitment and for helping us maintain the highest standards of care and service. To our 15-year honorees, your 15 years of service are a testament to your loyalty and passion. You've built strong relationships. Your dedication has impacted countless residents and families. Your perseverance and reliability inspire all of us, and your contributions are woven into the very fabric of John Knox Village. Thank you for your steadfast presence and countless ways you've gone above and beyond. For those for 20 years, 2 decades with us. That's a lifetime of care, compassion, and countless memories. Your work has shaped the journey of this community, and your dedication has touched the lives of so many. You are the heart and soul of our team, and your commitment sets a shining example for all. Thank you for your incredible service and wisdom and the kindness you bring to work every day. No matter how many years you've been with us, each of you plays an essential role in making John Knox Village a welcoming place that it is. You are the reason our residents feel at home, they smile, and their families feel at ease. So as we celebrate your years of service, we also celebrate your dedication, compassion, and countless ways you make a difference daily. On behalf of the entire leadership team, the board of directors, and our residents, we thank you for being the heart of John Knox Village of Central Florida. And here's to many more years of success, growth, and making a difference together. Congratulations to our honorees, and let's thank them for their incredible service. I will introduce Dr. Elvira Wolford.
Thank you, Joe. Celebrating 5 years of service, Bill Furderman, Maintenance Specialist. Unfortunately, Bill is unable to join us today. Celebrating 5 years of service, Dietary Supervisor Evelyn Fredjumel. Celebrating 5 years of service, Dining Services Salad Prep, Destiny Harp. Unfortunately, Destiny is unable to join us today. Celebrating 5 years of service, Maintenance Specialist Tim Hazel Baker. Celebrating 5 years of service, Home Health Aide Judith Hutchinson. Celebrating 10 years of service, Majestic Oaks CNA, Shakoya Adams. Celebrating 10 years of service, Majestic Oaks, LPN, Dana Bezdova. Unfortunately, Dana is unable to join us today. Celebrating 10 years of service, Facilities Dispatcher, Debbie Bishop.
Thank you, everybody.
Celebrating 10 years of service, Majestic Oaks, PT Assistant, Newt Bowman. Unfortunately, Newt is unable to join us today. Celebrating 10 years of service, Majestic Oaks, Assistant Director of Nursing, Eileen Davis. Celebrating 10 years of service, Groundskeeper Kenyon Hopkins. Celebrating 10 years of service, Certified Pharmacy Tech, Cecilia Montgomery. Celebrating 15 years of service, Maintenance Tech, Javier Guzman. Celebrating 15 years of service, Accounting Specialist, Don Jones. Celebrating 15 years of service, Majestic Oaks, CNA, Stacy McElrath. Unfortunately, Stacy is not here today. It's okay, go. Don't move. Celebrating 15 years of service, Gladys Morales Ortiz, Majestic Oaks, Iran. Celebrating 20 years of service, Emma Admissions Coordinator, Lucia Andino. Celebrating 20 years of service, Oakview Administrative Assistant Jackie Martinez. Unfortunately, Jackie is unable to join us today. And celebrating 20 years of service, Oakview CNA Lubor Reed. Congratulations, everybody.
Oh, that leaves me plenty of time to go in great detail on this. 26 budget. You nervous? Neither am I. We work awfully hard to make sure that we present a budget. We present an increase in our monthly service fees that reflect a value for our organization. I don't want to get real granular. I'm going to show you some things. Don't just jump to conclusions. Wait until I get there, and wait until I explain it. All right, our budget philosophy, and this is important. If you don't get this, we're missing the boat. Entrance fees. What all of you paid as an entrance fee on your particular unit, that goes towards debt, in which we have how much? None. Capital budget items, vans, security vehicles, trucks, other little items like that, construction, renovation of units, and expansion. And then, of course, occasionally we have an entrance fee refund. Monthly service fees. It's important that you understand that monthly service fees pay monthly bills. We don't take entrance fees to pay monthly bills. You all heard about the community in New York that was taking money from their entrance fees to pay their monthly bills, and that's a dead-end game. That's one you just simply don't win. So those monthly bills are payroll and expenses. Pretty clear, right? So we don't take money from entrance fees and use it on our monthly bills. Budget considerations. Normally we call these assumptions. I call them considerations. When I called them considerations, I started confusing people, so I kept with considerations. Come on, that was good. All right, what do we expect over the next year? A 5.5% increase in salaries. Employee benefits, 8%. Utilities, we're looking at 5%, especially with electric and water. Insurance is always a guess for us because we don't renew until we are well into next year. We renew at the end of March. So if the storm season is quiet now and stays quiet, we're going to be on the lower end of that. If the storm season stirs up and has an increase, then we're going to be on the higher end of that. Food, dining is 3%. Now you're going to see all these other little abbreviations. FA is food at home. FH is food away from home. That's all that really means. And pharmacy, cost of goods sold, we're looking at 3%. Medical supplies, 3%. Repairs and maintenance, 4%. I want to take a moment to talk about repairs and maintenance. The board of directors this past year in April changed our capitalization policy. Normally, anything that had a useful life of 2 to 3 years was over $1,000. They said, hey, we can capitalize that. They have since changed that policy. The policy is now $5,000 for a single item is capitalized. So if it's $4,500 for a single item, it no longer gets capitalized, it gets expensed. Does it make sense to everybody? Okay, IT, software, and communications, the costs here just keep going up. Professional fees, 4%. Training and recruitment, 3%. Sales and marketing, 3%. Transportation, 2%. That's a nice number. Housekeeping and laundry, 4%. Security, 4%. General supplies, 2.5%. And I just threw this in there because I didn't want to create a new slide. Cost of living, Social Security is supposed to increase at 2.7. Now, I didn't want to just go ahead and talk about the Florida market. I wanted to go ahead and look at the Southeast, because one of the things that we talk about is the Consumer Price Index for the Southeast. There's also a Consumer Price Index for Florida, if you didn't know that. If you look hard enough, you'll find it. For the Southeast, they're expecting a 4 to 5% increase in the cost of living. 2.3 of that is the Consumer Price Index, and then, based upon inflation, that can be, they expect it to be greater than 2. That's all they would say, is it's greater than 2. For Florida, slightly higher. They're looking at a 5 to 6% increase. The Florida CPI is 3.1. But then they have personal consumption expenditures for the remainder of this year is supposed to be at 3. So if you take 3.1 and 3, that's 6.1. So that's where they get that. And then 2.4 for 26, which is a good number. And then cost of living. Where did I get my information? U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, Federal Reserve, Cleveland Federal Reserve, and Market Watch. Market Watch actually is very informative on a number of things. Now, this is one of those slides is before you say, "Are you kidding me?" All right, our budget for 25, you'll see that the revenue is $46 million, expenditures was $45,295. We projected $917,000 in operating margin. Where are we at currently? We're at, for the month ending June 30th, we have to do our budget so we can get it to the board and we can approve it. We're a little over $5.1 million. Now, we have not gone through our cooling season. We haven't hit a number of our expenditures that will hit our budget, so that number probably won't even be close because we have a lot of IT things that we need to do, but we're showing it to you the way that it is. Our 2026 budget, we expect a margin of 805. Now, what you're looking at the other side is, what is the 26 budget versus the 25 budget? You'll see that it's a 7% increase. What is the 26 budget versus the 25 projection? It is 5%. So it's not like we're going and we're increasing the revenue enormously, but there's more to that story too. Expenditures, 48 million versus 45 and 41. So if you look at where we're currently projected, and again, I want to stress the projection for NOI is only 6 months. We had a great winter. We didn't have a lot of energy. In fact, when you were to look at it, you'll see that our power is well under what we normally budgeted because it's been nice and cool, like it is getting now. So what does that mean? So what does that mean to you? What we thought we'd do is put it in graph form so you could look at it a little bit closer. 49 million is what we're projecting our budget to be in revenue, expense to be about 48.7, with an operating margin of 805 for 26. And then the blue is the 25 budget, the orange is the 25 projection, and the green is the 26 budget. Now, why did we do so well? Why are we so far ahead? Honestly, our other business units are doing incredibly well. Pharmacy, assisted living, Majestic Oaks are all doing very well. In fact, we'll look at this real quick. Independent living, and I want to start there because that's most of you. You'll see that versus where we're budgeted in 25 versus where we're budgeting in 26, that's only a 3% increase. And 25, the budget for 26 versus projected at 25, that's only a 1% increase. But look at some of the other ones. Assisted living, 9%. And Majestic Oaks, 13% of the 26 budget versus the 25, and 7% and 11% versus budgeted for 25 versus projection, budgeted of 26 versus projected for 25. Does it make sense to everybody? No? Good, I've got you nice and confused. All right, one of the things I want to point out to you is you want to look at home health private, you want to look at 21. You're going across, the budget for 2025 was 360,000. We're projecting 348,000. And then you'll see the new projection for 26 budget is 1,177,000. Before you say we've lost our mind, the one thing that you see in there, you also see home health extension 22. Remember that CNA, 24-hour CNA program, home health CNA program we talked about? That has gone over exceptionally well in the community. To the point where just after a couple of months, the board has allowed us to go ahead and add it to our services for the next budget year. So what you see there is you see the effect of us projecting just a couple of months. They were good months. Will they all be that way? Maybe not. So when you look at that, that's why you see that 327% increase versus the 25 budget and a 338 increase versus the 25 projection. Does that make sense to everybody? So what that is that is flat out, that is the CNAs for home health care. As you go down, the only other thing that sticks out is outpatient rehab. That's 118,000 or 118%. Outpatient rehab, since we moved it over to the fitness center in the Commons building, has been doing very well. And we would expect to continue to see that as we move forward into next year. Transportation, that is just extrapolating some information. We believe that's what we can do for revenue. And administration, that is, you'll see that the 26 budget, why is it great for 27? Is as we were cleaning up our marketing, there were people that made non-refundable deposits on units. They have gone away. And so we've gone ahead and recognized that as revenue in the year that we received it. So we've been able to capture that now. Along with that, there's probably a little bit of insurance proceeds in there from the damaged units on Floribunda. You won't see that really a lot until we hit August. So there's a little bit of money in there also. We can't always count on that, so we don't put it in there. And then this is what the revenue looks like in a bar graph. So you'll see independent living from where we're projected to where we're anticipate for the 26 budget is just, let's call it 300,000 and some change. $324,000 increase in monthly service fees for the entire campus for independent living. But if you look at Oakview Suites, they too are 250,000 on 49 beds, but Majestic Oaks has increased by $1.6 million in their revenue. Why is that? Because you've lost your mind, Joe? No, we get 15 beds back. We finished the renovation at Majestic Oaks. We're on 135 beds. We finish the renovation, we get those 15 other beds back, so now we go back, we have a capacity of 150. So that's why you'll see the big jump in that. Other service lines, just kind of let you know where home health is. Home health insurance versus home health private. Again, the home health and the CNA program, we rolled into the home health private. This is why you see that big jump of 1.1 million. Physicians practice. You'll see that physicians practice for 25 was budgeted at 332. It's now projected at 25, budgeted for 332. It's projected at 179, and we anticipate 183. That was the physician's fee schedule. When we put together our budget last year, we used a number that was too high for our physician's fee schedule. And so we've had to take that back down, and we don't redo our budget. We just go ahead and we change that And so we don't anticipate being anywhere near $332,000 in revenue for physician's practice. Pharmacy continues to do well. If you don't use our pharmacy, we would ask that you do. And outpatient rehab, you see that they're kind of knocking it out of the park, where they're projecting $40,000 higher than they were for the 25 budget. Now this is the expense. Now, independent living, you can't go and say, Joe, there's only $32,000 worth of expense in there. What you have to do is you have to put nurse, you have to put transportation, security, facilities, maintenance and grounds, that all go in there, which will be on the next page. So, independent living. This is just the expense is 110. You'll see the expense for assisted living. We're only, as it compares, a 1.9 versus a 2.2. The reason it's a 1.9 is we've had a difficult time recruiting nurses, and we still believe that we have an opportunity to recruit nurses for days and evenings. So we have round-the-clock nurse in assisted living. Majestic Oaks, that's kind of driven by a per patient day amount based upon revenue. If we want to generate over $16.8 million in revenue, it's going to cost a little bit of that, and that's going to be about $15 million and some change. Home health, you can expect, now if you look at 21, you'll see that the expense for that is $1,018,000. We don't have a huge margin on home health 24-hour care. If we can get it, great. But what we've done is we've created a pool of employees that we can use that pool of employees either at home health, Majestic Oaks, or Oakview Suites. Having them and having the ability to use people and slide them into positions creates some efficiencies. There's an additional expense that goes with that, which you're seeing, but it will help us fill positions a lot quicker without overtime. Resident nurse, you'll see that. That is, we continue to strive for a 24-hour care and coverage on nights and weekends. Physician's practice, you'll see that the expense on that is $301. I want to take a minute and explain physician's practice to you. We don't anticipate, or do we need, physician's practice to make money for us, because it saves money for us. And this is how it works. We send all of our employees that need to go through and have a new fitness check, they go through our nurse practitioner. All our employees that have a work-related injury go to our nurse practitioner. Employees that have our health insurance go to our nurse practitioner. Why? Because it saves them from going to Doc in a Box, Urgent Care, CentraCare, or somebody else and paying $75 for a visit that goes against our health insurance. We're self-insured. What we use, we pay for. So in this particular case, and you probably heard it, you heard us discuss it last year from our insurance carrier, we got a check back for $576,000. That's why we don't need her to make money, because she saves us money. In addition to that, work-related injuries are probably this past year barely over 100,000. Our MOD rating is a 0.80, so hopefully you will understand all that. So there's a lot of things that the nurse practitioner, the physician's practice, helps us maintain and saves us money. Pharmacy, 2.5, that's driven off of cost of goods sold. And outpatient rehab, that is to make sure that we are taking care of people. Outpatient rehab, our philosophy is to age in place. Allow you to stay where you are as long as you're getting services to stay as independent as possible, as long as possible. That doesn't mean you don't utilize services, as evidenced by us investing a lot of time, effort, and energy in the home health. That's there for you to use. Why would I do that? Because if you go down to Majestic Oaks, you know what it costs the organization? $320 a day. That's not what we make from you. That's what it costs us. $320 a day. I'd rather you stay home. What do you think? Stay home? I'd stay home too. So here are some of the other departments. Dining services. Dining services, it's $5.9 million. The Scoop, plant operations, and you can see the huge difference. If you look at plant operations, that's the effect of only 6 months. And we're not paying our bills. It's just we haven't gone through the cooling season, and electric bills will eat up a good portion of that. So why you see that 123%, that's the reason for it. Housekeeping, laundry, security, transportation, administration. So the total, we expect it to be about $48,784,000. This just puts into a graph form what that looks like. Are you good with that? I like to see numbers. Do you like to see graphs? You do? Okay, here they are. And you'll see that Majestic Oaks is 15.1, so that's why you see their expenses are driven higher. Our other service lines, again, pharmacy is at 2.5. And then these are the 5 largest operating departments. Dining services at 5.9, plan ops at 7.8, housekeeping, sales and marketing, and then administration. And this is just the remainder of the operations. Remember, 25 budget is blue. The kind of tannish color is 25 projected, and 26 is, the green is 2026 budget. Again, this is expenses. My favorite slide. It's going to take a minute for me to explain it, but it's my favorite for a couple of reasons. And let me just show it to you. What you have is down the left-hand side, you have the year, 2015, same year that I came. So I thought I'd go back and we'd reminisce together. Consumer Price Index for the last 10 years, year by year. The national average from Ziegler of the increase in monthly service fees for CCRC's independent living. Now, then I'm going to jump over to, then it's the increase in monthly service fees for John Knox Village. And you're going to say, Joe, what is that national dollar sign and what is JKV dollar sign? You take $1, take $100, take $1,000. Makes no difference. So over the time, while the CPI has increased 27.76%, the increase in nationally in monthly service fees has been 42.43. Everybody still with me? Right? Now, if I took that rate increase and I multiplied it, so the first year it's 3.16, next year it's 3, so it's not simply just adding it up, it's compounding it the way it happens to you. So, at the end, if you had $1 10 years ago in the monthly service fee increase, you'd currently be paying almost $1.52. Or better yet, if you were paying for every $1,000 you pay, you'd be paying $1,516. Still with me? Now, John Knox, our increases over that same 10 years has been 31.1. Wow, what is that? Barely 3% over the consumer price index? better than, so the difference for every $1,000, for the $1,000 you were paying in 2015, you would be paying $1,358. And I can see your eyes are all glossed over. What does that mean? That means you would be paying almost 17% more in a monthly service fee on the national average than you would be John Knox Village. Now, 16 and some change, I took the liberty of rolling it up. Does that make sense to everybody? But you notice I didn't put 26 in there yet, did I? And I'm going to make you wait one more slide. Just for grins and giggles, this is what our budgeted occupancy is. We try to restrict our occupancy at 93% occupancy. That we use that to be able to build our budgets. In some cases, you'll see this is a little bit higher, but for cottages, it's 92.7, apartments, 80%, villas, 95.8, assisted living, almost 96, and the health center, 87.3. Now, here's the catch about the health center. It averages 131 for the year, but by the end of the year, they're supposed to be ramped up to 137 out of 150. So, what does it mean to you? It means a 2.99 increase in your monthly service fees this year. 2.99. Sorry, I tried to squeeze it harder, but the board just wouldn't let me. How's it feel to be on the other side, Bill? So Majestic Oaks, healthcare, we're going to increase 4%. Oakview Suites, 4%. Second person monthly service fee is 2.99. Now, there are a lot of things that have to work and have to work very, very well. You can call it 3, but we're calling it 2.99. Here's another little catch. It doesn't affect you, and it doesn't affect you at this time for the foreseeable future. New people moving in after January 1. This is me just being transparent. New people moving in after January 1 that haven't been a resident before will pay an increase of 6%. Now, strategically, why would I do that? Well, I know that we have what we refer to as attrites, between 45 and 50 attrites a year. Next year, I anticipate it will get me approximately 50 new people on a new tier payment schedule that matches the national average, gets me a little closer to the national average. You've heard me say this before, membership has its privileges. You happen to get in, you happen to pick a right time, and for you it's 2.99, and I didn't intend for that to rhyme. All right, dining program, and I know this comes as a heartbreak to a number of you. There will be no anticipated changes. Now, for some of you that are new, you're going to say, well, wait a second, Joe, why? Why aren't you going to allocate more money? The allocation for money for food is just kind of an empty allocation. What I'm doing is, and I checked with a number of communities, this is how they handle it. They have their monthly service fee, and then they have a charge for food. You don't have the option of not taking the food charge, and their additional food charge is $500 a month. So right there, unit for unit, if we changed our pricing, I would go ahead and I would be able to flip our monthly service fees by almost $1,000 on every single unit. We don't need to do that. I'm not asking to do that. So what that means is if you have a monthly service fee for John Knox, you have a monthly service fee of $3,000. You have your food, which is what, 486, I think? 450. It comes out 450. So I'm taking 450 out of your 3,000 monthly service fee, and that's what I'm operating the rest of the village on. And trust me, the $450 allocation doesn't pay for dining services. There's additional expenses with that. Other communities, they'll charge you $3,000, but they charge you an additional $500 for food. And you can't opt out. That's just the way it is. And if you use over the allocation of $500, they'll charge you more. And that's how they have decided to do their declining balance. Our board has decided we're not going to go that direction, so 2.99 I think is a pretty good considering all the inflationary things that we've absorbed over the last couple of years. Questions? Not even applause for 2.99? Seeing nothing else, congratulations to you. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.